All right, Kenman here, and today I return from my weekend holiday adventure with a fresh unboxing. What treasure is contained within? Let's get right to it. Before we start, I'm not sponsored by anyone. Purchase everything at retail price, and I do these videos because I love discussing knives and sharing info and ideas with others. If you have any questions or thoughts, please feel free to comment below. Okay, happy Memorial Weekend, everyone. Anyone do anything crazy, fun, lazy? I was on a little camping, disc golf, relaxing trip with my friends. Great time, good weekend. And I returned to a glorious mailbox full of goodies. What do we have here? Artisan Cutlery. It's been a little while since I've gotten an Artisan. I have several. The last one I got was at Blade Show, Texas, a couple of months ago. Which one do we think this is? Also, good news. I've been getting some affiliate links with the channel. I've been doing good. Everything's been growing and having a good time. And one of them is Artisan Cutlery CJRB. So what that means is you can click on that link below, and if you make any purchases with that affiliate link, I will get a little kickback at the channel, and I will use that money to buy more knives. How's that sound? But yeah, if you are interested in supporting me a little bit, you certainly can do so. But other than that, let's get this thing open. What do we think it is? Boom. Here's the bag. Got a little card that probably has the model info on it there. That doesn't quite give it away, the 1856P, unless everyone knows what that is. All right, let's get to it. I do have, what is it, 5, 6 Artisan Cutleries. I have a few. I haven't given them as much attention as I think I should. I seem to find another one, like this one here was on sale, and I just didn't even really recognize it. I was like, well, I don't remember ever seeing that before, but it's cool. It's been out for a while, and I'm excited about it. Bag on the floor. Okay. What do we have here? This is the Artisan Cutlery Andromeda. Ooh, missed it twice. Wow, that is... Oh! What am I doing? See how easy that was with my right, and it was super hard with my left? Okay. I don't know what's wrong with my thumb right now. That's hilarious. Okay, let's relax. Interesting. Okay, here we are. Take a look real quick. Slow down, Kenman. It's been a long weekend. The Artisan Cutlery Andromeda is an AR RPM 9 blade steel. It's got a black PVD coating on it there. And I got the one with the jade G10 handle, so we can use it for the die project. Ding! What color do you think we could go? It's got that green accented thumb studs, so that with the black, and then you got the silver button. It looks like the button is the only thing that is silver. All the other hardware and the liner and everything is black. And then you got that gold. So yeah, what color would work with that? Interesting. As you can see, it is a button lock, which seems to be a little stiff initially. Doesn't mean it's just new. Needs to break in. But it is a low kind of it doesn't pop up very high. It is a very slim liner, and the button really does not stick up very much, but you can get in there and hit it. I'm just bouncy today. Yeah, so it's got a button lock. The clip can be swapped to the other side. So the lefties, that's cool for me. I can put that clip over there. It's got a nice long, simple clip. I like that. That flick out is easy. So if I can flick it out easy like that, then what's my problem? Why can't I thumb it out? look at all that pressure I'm putting. That is strange. I don't know why. I tend to not really have any issues with my right thumb. But in this case, that's the hardest one for me is my left. I mean, I said right. I meant my left. My left thumb's usually not an issue. But for some reason, it flicks out really, really easy. So I don't know why. I have to kind of side swipe it with that thumb, I guess, to get it to work. Every time you get a new knife, you got to kind of mess with it, get a feel for it, see what works good, what doesn't. Does it work well for you? But yeah, so we've got the thumb studs. The button, you can use the button for opening and closing it. It's a little stiff right off the box here, but it's a new knife. It looks like it'll probably break in. It just seems like it needs to, there we go, get it to swing. It's getting there. It's getting there. But yeah, that button can be used, and then the thumb studs can be, oh, that's kind of interesting. It's like a side swipe. You see this? Now I can't do it at all. Kind of more pushing my thumb out to the side rather than the normal where I just get my thumb in there and just slam at it. But you can do that with the flick out. It's, yeah, interesting design. I like it. I'm not saying I don't like it right now. Guys, enjoy these unboxings. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. Okay, so blade is centered pretty good. Lock up, solid. It is thin. This is very thin. Look at that. It does have this kind of cut right here that makes it even look a little thinner on the top, but even right there at the thickest point, we'll measure it in a second. It's a very thin, slicey probably. So yeah, lockup is good. It is solid. There is not, I mean, it's a button lock, so there isn't really a detent. It's kind of going off the plunge of the button. So we'll see how stiff that is. See, it actually holds in there. It actually is kind of a tight pull out. So the detent, I guess you could call it, of the plunge of the button pulls it in fairly early. You can see as it goes, the button pops up. Not bad. Like I said, it's kind of stiff for me to, kind of figuring it out, I guess. I figured once I see, now I'm getting it. I'm just kind of pushing weird. I think it's just the design and the shape of where the thumb stud is. I was just kind of getting at it and kind of strange. There are some nice big jimps on here. Nice little stack. Thicker jimps when you grab on it right there. There is no real choke up because you go right up to the front of the handle. Then you just have the little choil for the sharpening. But when you're sitting there holding it like this, it's a bigger, longer handle. Those jimps feel nice. They're right where they should be. Very long tip. I feel like this is going to be a really slicey type of a knife. Okay, let's do some close-ups. What does everyone think of this one? Anybody have this one? Very simple handle. Just flat, kind of curved around the edges. Got that little texture to it. Kind of tough to see. After we do the dye, that'll pop out a little bit more. I like the green, the kind of funky green. I don't know what color. Comment below what color shade of green is that. Kind of a neon, but it's also a dull. Just got the little Artisan Cutlery logo on that side. The Ray Laconico, I'm sorry. A little tongue-tied today. AR RPM 9. But yeah, it'll be nice to swap that clip to the other side. Kind of break this in a little bit. I think this is a fun knife. Oops, caught my finger on the thumb stud there. And it's larger. I've got a big hand. I can really stretch out on this. It's got a long handle for sure. It's a thin, smaller knife, but it is long, no doubt. Okay, let's do some measurements. Zooming in. We have, it is almost exactly 8 inches end to end. Blade is under 3.5. if you were to go to like right there or right there, it's over 3.5, or right to that center spot, it's more like 3 3/8. Cutting surface is also about 3 3/8 with just a little bit of curve there, fairly straight all the way to about there, and then just kind of curves up to that kind of drop point, I guess. 4.5 on the handle, so a nice long handle. Even the shorter section is 4 3/8. You know, so it's a long handle for sure. I compare, where are we? Everything with the CJRB Pyrite. Good kind of common, not quite full size that everyone's familiar with. If you're not familiar with the Pyrite CJRB, check it out. CJRB and Artisan Cutlery are in the same family company. So the CJRB, or the Pyrite, is just a little bit shorter on the front and the back. Other than that, this size width is fairly similar. It's definitely a full-size knife, this Andromeda. Where are we? Let's grab a few of my other Artisan Cutleries. This is the Arroyo. I did the die job on this one. If you're interested in watching that, right up there. Arroyo is a cool knife. I like the shape of it. Not quite as a functional. I think this, like the Andromeda tip on that blade, is a little bit more functional for daily use versus this Arroyo with this big sweep. I love it. I think it looks super cool, feels great, but just a little bit harder kind of getting that tip into certain things when it's got that kind of sweep up like that. But it's a super cool knife, and I really enjoy it. So sometimes it's more about the look and the feel and what you get out of it than how functional it might be. Am I spitting? That most recent one I got at Blade Show, Texas. This is the Ahab. This is another one I hadn't seen. Yeah, we'll go with that. And I was doing some videotaping at their booth and talking to Russell. And as I was doing a sweep, I noticed this, and I'm like, Russell, what's that? He's like, oh, that's the Ahab. Those are actually cool, you know. And it had been around for a while, and I'd never seen it, but I thought it was just really interesting design and shape. I like it quite a bit. I was like, yep, set me up. Notice it doesn't have the pivot. It's a hidden pivot, so the pivot is actually underneath there. These are the screws that hold on the scales, and then obviously the pivot's up here, and you don't get to see it, so that hidden pivot, it's a cool shape, cool design. Those two are about the same size. Ahab is obviously a thicker, wider knife, but length of the handle and length of the blade, about the same. I want to see a beefy Artisan Cutlery. Doosh. The Proponent. This thing is a hog. They have several different styles of the Proponent that they sell. This is kind of like their, I guess you'd call it base model. But it is just a beast. If you're looking for a monster, I think these are only like $60, something like that, for this enormous, thick monstrosity. If you're looking for something that's just absolutely crazy, might be one of the ones you might want to check out. I got the Eterno. This one's a little less, I haven't seen it very much. I think they have these on sale right now too. It's an interesting, larger knife. Handle kind of curls around, so it kind of forces your hand kind of in a position, but it's comfortable because it's big. And it does have a fuller that you can flick it out with. Kind of an interesting design. They make some really crazy, some of their older stuff's got some funky designs. Here's a Hornet. This one's fun because you can have it in your pocket. And so when you're taking it out of your pocket, you can catch it on your seam and then just instantly deploy the blade. But it's neat because it has that kind of a stiletto dagger kind of a design. It is not sharp on the one side, but the uniform, or the both on the same side. I can't remember the word. It's got a cool design, but sometimes you got to look at it and be like, ooh, which side am I opening? Oh yeah, it's this one. Fun knife. Like I said, they make some really interesting shapes. Let's do weight real quick here. I can zoom in. There we go. It's pretty light, 2.95. Because the pyrite weighs like 3.6. Although the G10 might be a little lighter than on the pyrite there. So yeah, it's 2.95. The Arroyo is 3.4, and it looks almost smaller. So this is definitely a lighter knife. Ahab's at 3. What's the proponent at? Gosh, 9.6 for that hog. Isn't that crazy? Good stuff. Who doesn't love knives? I do, as you can see. Andromeda is awesome. I'm actually excited about this. I got to mess around a little bit. That little thumb stud issue at the front when I'm sitting there pushing. It's like I'm trying to push up. It's so low. That's probably it, because the pivot's here and the button or the thumb stud is way low. So if I'm pushing this way, it's like I'm almost pushing at that. You got to kind of push out. And I just kind of getting back from that weekend. That's what I should have realized, because the flick out is just so simple, so effortless, and I'm sitting there struggling trying to push that thumb out, and I'm just kind of doing it the wrong way. I like this. Like I said, who's got one of these? Comment below. What other artisan cutleries should I check out? I know Dylan's new design, the Ornis, just came out. If you haven't had a chance to check that out, the Ornis is awesome. I met Dylan and handled it at Blade Show Texas a couple of months ago. Some great guys over there, Dylan and Russell and Nico, the Artisan Cutlery CJRB booth. If you're going to Blade Show next week, go ahead and say hi for me. I wish I could get out there, but unfortunately, time and life, you just aren't able to get to places. It's a little long of a trip for me from Minnesota, so I wasn't able to get down there. But yeah, if you get down there, say hi to those guys. If interested in an Artisan Cutlery, feel free to use my link below to help out the channel. Check out my Blade Show Texas video up here. You can kind of watch my walkthrough of their booth and all the other cool stuff you can see there. Yeah, if you can get to Blade Show coming up here, Atlanta, do it. Stay sharp. See you soon.